Hi, everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. All right, let's get going here. Let me just take a look and see who is all on. I see a lot of people still joining us. Good evening, Aaron. How are you this beautiful evening right here?
Oh, doing well. Thank you. It's getting a little cold down here. But besides that, doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. It's a little cold up here too. Let me tell you, it's fall, right? And so I figured we'd take on a little bit of a fall motif here to as a background. So let's get moving here. All right, let's move this up along here. Week ahead presenter. My name is Hugh, Aaron's co-host here this evening, and it is October the 8th, 2023. Yeah, it's I'm just kind of waiting. Let's just give it another minute or so here. Let everybody join in here, Aaron. It's getting late. I know a lot of people are still busy tonight. They're surprisingly, we have a lot of people still online, but I know Columbus Day. Columbus Day is tomorrow, and in Canada it's Thanksgiving. So to our Canadian neighbors, happy Thanksgiving, happy Columbus Day, and I'll tell you a little bit about Columbus Day and why that's going to affect your trading. You should know about. So, all right, a couple of things before we do get started. This is going to be an interactive session, so please, I invite you. Aaron invites you. We all do, including my dog, my lovely dog, Lucy. Thank you very much for that, Benoit. You chimed in already saying I've got a lovely dog. She's a beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog. 11 years old, still going strong. They're only supposed to live to about 8, but we got an extra couple of years, few years out of her. So hopefully we'll keep going. Anyway, love of my life, Aaron. I gotta be honest with you. She's it. She's the one. Sometimes wonder if I was born the wrong species. You know what I'm saying? I always keep telling you, Lucy, if I was a dog, I'd marry you. You know, isn't that sick? That's sick, isn't that sick? Anyway, folks, questions box. You'll find a little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Please click on that. Aaron and I are the only ones to see that, and that means that you can see whatever you want. Okay, it's actually pretty good. So. Nothing's off the table. Go ahead and say whatever you want, and we'll certainly strive to answer your questions for you. And if we can, we certainly will. So I don't know if we're going to get to them all tonight or not, but we'll do our best. All right. And let's get moving here. Just hit this button and then all good to go. Day Trade Spy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night, October the 8th, 2023, as the quarter winds down here. My name is Hugh Aaron. Week ahead. And before we do a couple announcements real quick here, number one, you're going to find us at the Money Show later on this month, October the 29th to 31st. If you are anywhere near the Orlando area, please drop in and say hi to us. Please drop in and say hi to us. And not only are we going to be there, I think we got a booth over there with part of the whole Eagle group, but come on down and say hi to some of the other members of the gang, the world's most trusted experts from Eagle Financial Publications. You can see Brian Perry, Bob Carlson, Dr. Mark Skousen, John Johnson, Jim Woods, George Gilder. These are big names. Aaron, how did we get on this panel anyway? Who do you pay off to get on? Oh my God. Let me see if I can pull this over here so I can show you. These are the guys, folks. I think I'm not sure who is coming and going or how many, at what time or whatever, but pop in, you'll meet these guys. Excuse me. You'll meet these guys out at the show. They're scheduled to be at the Money Show. That's coming up in Orlando later this month, October the 29th to the 31st. That's actually going to be not on the weekend, but actually going to be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Excuse me. I'm still getting over a bit of a cold. You know that? It's my first day out of bed here today. So bear with me here. And guess what I'm drinking here? Hot tea, Aaron.
Hot tea, yeah. Hot tea with lemon.
Yeah, you want to tell them the real treat they're going to find at the Money Show?
Yes. I will be giving 2 talks, October 30th and 31st. The first one is entitled The Art and Science of Catching a Spy, and the second one is basically also going to be about our trading services and where we come from and how we got to be part of the DayTradeSPY and Eagle Financial family, and how you can take your trades to the next level. It's going to be interesting, going to be interactive, going to be fun. So as long as I can, work my magic up there on the stage, and you might see a spy yourself up there. So,
Oh my gosh, I will not miss that for the world. I would be anywhere around the world. I would fly in to see that one. That is going to be really good. Again, at the end of the month here, October 29th to 31st. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you got the email already, but if not, if you didn't do it yet, please register for the Wealth 365. That's an event that's starting this week, Monday, tomorrow, the 9th. And Aaron and I are going to be up on Wednesday at 3:00 Eastern time with our dog and pony show. Yes, we're going to be doing that at 3:00 on Wednesday, the 11th at 3:00 Eastern. Wealth 365. Please register. And you know what else? Tell your friends. Send the link to your friends. Get them all on there. It's actually going to be a lot of fun. Pretty interesting, and we always have a blast doing it. All right, enough of that promotion, right? You're not here for promotion, but anyway, this is it. All right, moving along here. There's the disclaimer. I'm going to give you a second to read this over so that you understand that we are responsible for absolutely nothing. You are responsible for absolutely everything. And I'll just give you a second to read that there real quick. And I thought I had a little thing under here too. This here needs to also be, I think, in white. Charts are courtesy of TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, and Tastyworks. There we go. All right, already. So let me see here. Yes, you alone are responsible for all your trading. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Okay, I think you all know that. All right, so okay, let's go back here. Trying to find. I've got a new PowerPoint here, and I spent a couple of days working on this. Oh my gosh. Is that what it looks like? I'm wearing my wood chopping clothes here today. Actually, my pumpkin picking clothes here today. So it's the fall, right? This is my fall clothes. And just kind of warm. It's like a flannel. What is it like? It is. I think it's a flannel. I had this shirt for years. You ever have those comfortable clothes you never throw out? You're always gonna, you're gonna be buried in them. And my wife throwing out one of my favorite shirts. Hey, wait, what are you doing? Oh, what are you back up? What's that shirt you got in the was it the donation boxes? No, I'm not done with that shit. But the sleeves are gone and this and that, and the collar's faded. It's my favorite shirt. Leave it alone, right? Okay. So I had this jean jacket back when I was 18 years old. It was beautifully faded. It's perfect. My mother tried to throw that out. I never forgave her for it. Actually did throw it out. I never forgave her for it. Today it'd be worth a fortune. Anyway. All right, gang, let's move along. I know. And listen, a casual night, all right? It's a casual night. We're just sitting here. It's like just an easygoing evening. So that's what we're doing. We're sitting around, the fire, and we're talking. And we're, you're going to be throwing out the questions, and we're going to give you answers. And it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right here. So thank you for that, Benoit. Yeah, I think I mentioned this. He said he got a very nice dog. Yeah, thank you so much. Brian Z. Oh, good to hear from you, Brian. Hi, gents. Missed the last 3 days. Wondering if the challenge trade was like Friday, how to turn out. We'll get to the challenge a little bit, right? And then we're going to go to, we're going to get some more questions. All right, let's move on. Last week I threw the question out, what do you guys really like the most of this whole thing? The chats, the week before review or the week ahead. I didn't think that the week before is relevant as the week ahead. So we're going to put more focus on the week ahead rather than what has been. And that sort of makes sense, right? It's what's coming up that's more important than what happened. But we're still going to kind of ease into that because I don't know, old habits are hard to break. But for the sake of anybody who is new on, is there anybody who is new on? Please let me know in the questions box, because otherwise I don't want to waste our time, your time, kind of introducing ourselves if you already know who we are. Excuse me. Aaron, any oh man, I hope I get through this okay. I think I will. Any new people online, Aaron? I think there are
new people.
Yeah, I think there's some new people. If you are new, please let me know. Otherwise, you're going to briefly. Oh, my first time.
I do see a couple. I do see a few new faces. But
all right.
Well, I would say probably about 10, maybe 5 or 10 new faces I see.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, so that'll be good. Good to have you all here, folks. Love to see some of these names. And by the way, thank you very much for your concerns about my health lately. under the weather. Anyway, my name is Hugh. All right. And just briefly, I've been doing this a long time. I was thrust into it by accident. I was just, you know what, it's one of those things. What is it? Baptism by fire. The choice was either, Hugh, you are going to end up pouring coffee at your local coffee shop when you're 80, 90 years old, and forget your kids going to a good school. That's not going to happen. That's what happened when I used my financial advisor at the time. Man, am I ever pissed off about that? I can't tell you, but got to get over it. Got to get over it. I suppose I have to think they did the best they could with what they had. But see, they have different objectives in mind. When I used to hand over I worked in corporate America, right? Handed off a lot of my money to my financial advisor. And he would invest it and whatever. But by the time I realized how little money I had, he blew up half my account. That's a lot of money. I worked hard for very little during those years. And then I realized that we have different objectives in mind. You see, my financial advisor is looking to, help himself, right? And he is going to be paid by the people that he's backing and he's supporting and promoting and all that. They're the ones that are paying him. They're just using me, as they are you, as pigeons, right? We'll use Hugh's money and everybody else's money. Either that, or maybe my account just wasn't big enough for him to care about. Whatever reason, doesn't matter. I just felt that he wasn't certainly taking care of my money, and this was not going anywhere fast. As a matter of fact, if I keep going with him, I'm going to lose all of my money real soon. So I seized my account, had a few words with him, made up a few words I won't repeat here, but I'm not usually one to be very vulgar, but I was very quite vocal and vulgar with him that day. And he tried to keep the account, and then he had the nerve to charge me another $100 for maintenance. I just shook my head. Give me my money. Just give me my money. And anyway, that's where I'm going to stop with you on that one. But anyway, I set out to learn everything I possibly could. And it was not an easy run. Ladies and gentlemen, the move to the upside to success is not a straight line. I'm going to see if I can do this in the camera here. I should go back and do it. It's not a straight line. It goes up and down, 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 down. Sometimes it goes down a lot before it comes back up. And sometimes you could be flat for the longest time. It's not a straight line. But the key is persistence. I believe in anything in life, it's persistence. And it's persistence. Unless you're Taylor Swift, when that football player, I guess he tweeted or something, said, "Hey, listen, I went to your concerts. I'm a big fan. I'm going to play in the same venue. How about you come to see me?" And all of a sudden they just clicked, and then the thing just blew up. I don't know how persistent he was. I don't know, maybe he was, but what's his name? I can't think of his name now. Anyway, some people don't have to be persistent, but I always had to be persistent. Anything I ever got in life, I had to be persistent about. And I stayed the course, and I studied and studied charts. I studied charts till endlessly. I studied charts endlessly until I got good. Then I discovered a few things. I started making some money. And before I knew it, I was teaching other people how to trade. I started this in 2010, the actual teaching part. And now last year, we actually really struck gold. All right. We struck gold because Eagle bought us out, and Eagle is a coup. They got Aaron. And tell us, Aaron, about yourself, because this put us up at a next level up, as if it could even happen. But all yours, Aaron.
Thank you, Hugh. Yes, yes. So actually,
Aaron, before I go any further, do you have a camera at all, or I'm always just showing you pictures. Yeah,
I do have a camera. I'm not ready, but I guess I could. Well, yeah, I'm not really ready for that, but
no problem. I think I get interfaced it anyway with this PowerPoint. Anyway, let's not worry about it. Go ahead.
But yeah. So I usually give the same background, but I'm going to kind of take you from a different perspective, I guess, today. I put in a lot of work towards learning how to trade from the beginning. I would say 27 years ago when I first learned about the markets. And it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always a road where was, my equity curve was up, personally, psychologically, spiritually. And that's part of the journey, I think, as traders go along. When you start off and you start to learn the trade, you start to learn the markets. We've talked a lot about different things in psychology and about a lot of different subjects, about a lot of different concepts in our inner circle webinars that I give, where we've had, I would say, at least 5 or 10 webinars on psychology. We've talked about different concepts. So it is a journey, and it can be done, and it can be taught, and we're here and we're experienced mentors. But to make the long story short, I started learning when I was in middle school what stock market was, what the Wall Street Journal was. I got in and I self-taught and studied for and passed the Series 3 commodity futures exam, which is on the same level of difficulty as the Series 7 or 65. And I worked my way up in several different firms without a degree in finance. I studied something else in college. And then I eventually worked for a $150 million commodity pool operator fund. He was given the 2018 Pinnacle Award for the best rising commodity trading advisory or commodity pool operator. So it was a part of a 4-man team, and it was the main trader and me, and that was it. So I just want to mention that possibly in a different way, is that you can trade and you can learn and you can practice and you can work your way up from not knowing much to being able to work on a trading website with, in my opinion, one of the best options traders I've ever met, and be part of an organization where Eagle Financial, we have a huge amount of subscribers. And we have a great team. We have 7 plus 8 plus gurus, and thousands of followers on in our newsletters and our products, as well as social media, YouTube, and now Wealth 365, and our events coming up in Traders Expo and Money Show.
Yeah, just to correct you a little bit on that, it's actually hundreds of thousands of followers.
Oh yeah.
It's hundreds of thousands. So, but you know what? We treat every single one of you like you are just the one. Like you're on your own. Like you're so special to us. Every one of you is special to us. You will feel like you are the only one. All right, let's move along here. We're gonna have we had a beachside chat, and then we had a fireside chat. Well, tonight's gonna be a pumpkin patch chat. I feel like the fall is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite times of the year. The colors are changing. It's just awesome. So we're going to have a little chat later on tonight. I just want to tell you what we're going to talk about here. And I'm setting up here now so that you can actually think about any questions or comments you might have. All right. And I want you to put those in the questions box so we can address those. And if we go after an hour, usually I've been wrapping this up in about an hour or something, but I don't care. We can go further. I kind of enjoy it. I don't know, Aaron, if you want to cut out, whatever you want to do. But we're going to talk about the 2 to 10K challenge, the 2 to 10K trading room challenge. Okay. Something we do in the trading room every morning now, pretty well every morning. There's been several days we didn't, but it doesn't matter. But this is a challenge where we're taking $2,000 to $10,000. We started this on September the 25th, and we expect in 3 months to bring it up to December the 25th to have 10K in your trading account if you started with 2. And it's actually coming along pretty good. Also thinking about your challenges. What is holding you back? If you are not in the trading room, or not in the inner circle, or not in the pick of the day, or you did not, purchase the ultimate training course. This is the course that gives it all. It's all there. No stone left unturned. Nothing. It's just several months old. It's pretty current. It's all there, and I'm telling you, and it's, Aaron, it's still up there. They have not taken it down yet. I can't.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm not going to tell them. I won't tell them. And if they want to keep it up, hey, folks, I'm not kidding you here. You know what? I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about here. I'll bring it up later on tonight. Just remind me to bring it up later. your challenges. Why trade SPY? Why you need to trade with us? Answer your questions. These are things we can talk about in the chat, okay? In the pumpkin patch chat. All right, so let's talk about the week in review. This is what it was. Real quick, we're going to go over this again because it's not where you've been that's important, it's where you're going. On Monday, strong PMI report initially brought SPY down, found some technical support near 425, and then popped back up as the buyers came in. They did not want to let this thing come down. As a matter of fact, we closed a little bit over where we opened, which was kind of a surprise, but it was that last hour that brought it back up. Tuesday, we had a JOLTS job openings. JOLTS job openings. That came in higher than expected, which told us that, oh, the economy is still chugging along nicely. Thank you very much. No recession here. No recession at all. So the stock market did not like that because it's always afraid of higher interest rates. Brought the SPY down 6 points into Wednesday. We bounced around there. There's actually there's a chart pattern here on a tighter time frame that we predicted we might see the move to the back to the upside. Well, it's actually news that moves the markets. The initial employment change on Wednesday added fewer than expected jobs. Technical bounce off 421 is identified by Aaron's deep dive analysis, went back up, closed near 425, and on Thursday it was unemployment claims. Suggested the continuation of a strong economy, and the resilient stock market retraced back to 422. And come Friday, we had our non-farm employment change. That too reported well above expectations and reversed off the knee-jerk reaction when it hit bottom right around that 420 mark. Again, so the stronger the drop, the stronger the reversal. Except what happened was it gained momentum going back to the upside. And I think they want to finish the first week of the next quarter, October, on a high note. So the buyers and the institutions and everybody came back in, mutual funds, everybody got, and said, okay, we're on the way, and off we go. And we closed here. Actually, we closed around the mid 429s. We actually popped up through 431. We cleared the path to 431. Here's the week in review. What happened? S&P gained about half point this week. Year to date, still over 12%. NASDAQ over 28%. The Dow is just 0.8% year to date. Dow actually dropped a little bit here, 0.3 this last week. Strong economic data instigated worries that over the upcoming Fed decisions, it's taking the path of least resistance, maybe higher bond yields for a while longer. Don't forget there's an inverse relationship between bond yields and the stock market. Rates could peak soon, however, unexpected falling inflation. They're expecting rates to come down latter part of 2024 right now, showing the labor market still not giving up without a fight. Payroll growth exceeded expectations and accelerated in recent months. And we are now at a 1-year anniversary. I think it's this week, the 1-year anniversary of a bear market low. Now, history shows that a 1-year old bull market, which is what we're in now, tends to keep on growing. So I can see that happening. All right, moving along. Seasonal chart. This is a seasonal chart. Those who are not familiar with this, that blue line is where SPY is now. And the red line on the bottom is the average of the last 5 years daily closing balances. Okay. So if you want to take a look at the seasonality of where SPY is, well, SPY rose about 4 points last week, and seasonally, it slipped about 1 point the following week. So kind of flat, but it's only about a point one way or another. It's relatively flat. But in the interim, we did kind of come down a little bit and then went back up. So we'll see where this week takes us. All right. The week ahead, a little more important, the week ahead. So tomorrow, Monday, it's Columbus Day. That means it's a bank holiday. This is actually important for those of you, especially in a cash account, who might be waiting for your funds to settle before you trade again. You'll have to wait another day for the settlements. When there are bank holidays, you have to wait for another day. Because if you traded, excuse me, let me just take a drink of this hot tea. which is now lukewarm, but that's okay. So if you traded, hang on a second. Sorry, give me half. Okay, so if you traded and you are expecting your funds to settle so you can trade again tomorrow, do not trade because your funds will not have settled if it's going to make a difference on your balance. Okay. If you do trade and you are out of your, your space, your zone, your guardrails, you're going to get a good faith violation. And I believe it's if you get I think it's 4 good faith violations in any 12-month rolling period, they're going to hammer you with a 3-month suspension. So just to keep that in mind. Okay. I think you know that already. All right. Tuesday, a low, no news day. This is what's scheduled. Of course, anything can happen. On Wednesday, PPI, all right, producer price index. You also have FOMC member Waller speaking, who is a little hawkish. And the FOMC meeting minutes are going to be released. And that is probably going to be a little more market moving news. I think that's coming out of the afternoon. Thursday, CPI report, consumer price index and unemployment claims. And on Friday, we have consumer sentiment and an inflation expectations report coming up in the week ahead. So what does that mean to you? Well, it means that we're probably going to have some low volatility on Monday and moderately increasing in the Wednesday and Thursday, and then it's going to lighten up probably on Friday. Sounds like a weather report, doesn't it? Okay. Well, expect rain on okay, here you go. Temperatures will be expect markets to remain fairly flat overall, in my opinion. All right, it's my opinion, with a possible pullback later in the week. Trade small, trade often, aim for modest gains. Bottom line here, folks, you have to get in the trading room because that's where Aaron gets into his deep dive, but he needs the data every morning to determine what that's going to be. I don't know, Aaron, if you did any long-term analysis. Am I kind of on the same track with you on this, or any idea?
Yeah. So, well, I think one thing I want to mention and what I wanted to bring up actually without you asking me is that there is a war possibly developing in Israel as we speak over the weekend. So I don't know how much you've been looking at that, Hugh, but I read a few articles. And it looks to be, they equate this to being the 9/11 of Israel. So I think there's going to be more elevated volatility in the market this week, depending on what the Netanyahu does in retaliation against Hamas for killing 1,000 Israelis, as well as capturing 100 or so, from what I remember, hostages. So that's going to put a little bit, I think, a little bit of a spin on the dance here, on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And my hearts and sentiments obviously go out to anyone that's of Jewish descent or even Palestinian descent in the room. That we feel for you, and we hope that there's peace in the region. But that's going to put a damper on what I think you could expect. I think there's going to be heightened volatility. I mean, the market opened to gap down today in the futures market, almost 30 points. And so I think we're going to capture some of those gains that happened on Friday. I think we're going to retrace a little bit on those at the open tomorrow, but I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of that is going to depend, I think, on how the U.S. is going to react to that. Judging by past performance, I don't think we're going to jump into the foray very quickly. We have not with the war in Ukraine. We have not with Afghanistan. We have, this. And I think here's a big problem. I think, and again, it's just my opinion, not wanting to get political or anything, but I suspect that we are perceived as fairly weak right now on the world stage, and that's why these little flare-ups are popping up all over the place. I don't know, we're going to wait and see what happens and how that's going to affect the market, but I think you are correct. There's going to be some sort of a fallout with that. And how the market reacts, we're going to wait and watch and see what happens the next few days. So But you're absolutely totally right. Our hearts and prayers are with the people over there overseas, and hopefully, I don't even know what triggered that war. I didn't get into it too much, but it's just a sad situation right now. We'll see what happens. See how that how the market reacts to that. Folks, we take the fundamentals and we take the technicals. We try and make some sense out of the whole thing. As for that reason, we don't really predict where the markets are going to be a year from now, or even 6 months from now, or even a month from now. But even a week from now could be a little pressing. But I think we got a pretty good idea where the market's going to go, today and tomorrow, based off sort of the fundamentals and the technicals. And Aaron's deep dive technical analysis is phenomenally accurate with a lot of the things that he says. Aaron, I don't want to, build you up too much. Nothing is ever 100%, but your accuracy rate, I think, is pretty darn good. So, and then when you combine it with things that I do, and if we say the market's going up, and Aaron says it's going up, and if I say it's going up, you might want to buy call options, right? All right, folks, we show you how to spot these opportunities every day and how to trade them. And here's this lovely lady here with her spy glass looking around for those opportunities. I am now going to show you our 2 to 10K challenge. 2 to 10K challenge. So this is a little thing we're doing here. We did this actually back in April. I think April took us to July, and by popular demand, we're doing it again. And real numbers, but I have to show you simulated numbers. So we started with, and I'm not going to go into detail, but we started with $2,000, and by I guess December the 25th, we expect to be at the 10,000 mark. So got the charts here. Started with 2,000. We've got our budgeted profit and what our net actual gains are. We're basically doing, I guess you can call it a scalp, right, Aaron? These are scalps, but we push a little further when the opportunity presents itself, but we don't get greedy. And we are currently $228 above our scheduled target where we're supposed to be. So basically, if we don't trade for the next 3 days, we are still going to be ahead of the game. And this includes actually 3 days that we did not trade. I think a couple of these days, I think I was traveling. And third day, I was probably not feeling well, so I took the day off. Yeah, and here's a little chart. So we'll see what happens. According to this model, we should be ahead of our target long before December the 26th. All right, our 2 to 10K challenge. All right, here it is. Let's get into the pumpkin patch chat. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about? Let's take a look at the questions box. Aaron, you got a questions box over there?
Yeah, I have a question for you, though, Hugh.
You do? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Why was the jack-o'-lantern so afraid?
Why was the jack-o'-lantern so afraid?
Yeah. He didn't have any guts.
He didn't have any guts.
Yeah.
You got me on that one, Aaron. You didn't have any guts. I should have seen that one coming. Geez, I got to think of another one now. I'll think of one later. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. You were waiting all day to say that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was waiting quite a while. Just waiting for that right moment.
Okay.
It's a lot like trading, you just have to wait for the right setup.
That's right setup. That was good.
It'll work out.
I'm gonna big shout out to Danny S, first time on the call. Bill V, first time on the call. Anybody else? Danny heard us on the Money Show schedule and plan to attend. Get on down there, Dan. You know what? We'd like to meet you guys down there. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
it'd be fun. And we could talk about anything you want.
Well, your screen froze on probably the best froze option I've ever seen in a while.
It freezes always at the worst possible frame. I go some stupid goofy look. Unbelievable. How does it do that? Is that it must be some algorithm in
I was just trying to say that was the
AI.
best time it's frozen ever. So I don't know if what I'm thinking is that frozen pumpkin is the best. Maybe that's what it was trying to say. Frozen pumpkin is better than the fresh, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. You know, Aaron, they say I got a good face for radio. So, you know, that's maybe that's why. Anyway. All right.
Oh, good voice.
Let's go back to the questions box here. All right, Steve's asking, what are the results for last week? How many trades? I'm new. Good to have you, Steve. See, you are new. You're only new once, and then you're not new anymore. The results for last week. I think we so what we do is we give the result, and I actually had this question the other day too. Do we have a track record and all that stuff? All right, so let's talk about that. Track records and all that stuff. So every day, if you are an inner circle member, which costs you next to nothing, I don't even think it's a cup of coffee and a donut a day, it's nothing. You should all be on that, by the way. The inner circle, you should all be on the inner circle. I will tell you how to get on the inner circle. Let's go back to DayTradeSPY, the website, the inner circle right here. You should all be on that. Okay. So every morning, and this is, you know, it sounds like a sales pitch. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not a bad idea to have a sales pitch once in a while. Folks, it costs you, I don't know, $275 a quarter. Are you kidding me? $270, that's nothing. Anyway, what we do there is every morning at 9 o'clock, we send out our analysis as to the way we see the market unfold that day. It's a flash assessment, like a snapshot. Okay, it's like a Polaroid. Remember the Polaroid cameras? Aaron, you would know what a Polaroid is. Sorry, it's a camera that would take a picture. You pull the thing out of the film out of the camera. You wait 60 seconds, and then you take the little piece of paper off. You got this picture. It was revolutionary back there. Somebody told me it's coming back actually, or something. Anyway, so that's a snapshot of the way we see the markets coming up in the next little while. That compared to the trading room, which is like live streaming, high def, real market environment, real everything. So there's the difference. But every day, inner circle members get this update as to what we actually did. So we talk about all our trades, everything we did, and we go on explaining it. So that's where you get the update. Now, in relation to those people that are looking for some kind of a results-oriented list of what we did over the last 10 years. Actually, once in a while, we get this request, blows my mind. We used to do that actually a long time ago. And we had a couple camps. One camp was the people simply did not believe our results because they were so good. They thought we were cherry picking it. So we found ourselves defending it more than we wanted to. We spent half our time defending it. So we didn't really want to do that. They were all real. They were not cherry picked. They were all, you know. The other thing is we've evolved over the years. So in the early years, maybe if we had 72% right, then, you know, we kept striving. Right now, I don't know, 98% right, 99% right. Okay, there, you got a number. You want a number. The key though there is this: our past performance is, and even our present performance is not going to be the same as yours. We all have different capitalizations. I might be okay putting in $10,000 on a trade where you might be, oh my gosh, that's my mortgage money. That's everything. I don't have that much. I'll never have that. You know, that's going to affect your results. There's also a different risk tolerance. I might be okay with a market that drops 30, 40%, but I'm pretty confident it's going to come back up. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, actually, that's actually what happened. Well, with the challenge. Remember, Aaron, I think I went with calls in the market. Oh, here we go. We're going to go down. Okay, we're going to go for a ride. No problem. But I kind of saw that it was going to come back up. So I stayed the course. I think it was about 2:20 or something in the afternoon. The market came up and gave me my profit. We had people asking, how the heck did you know that was going to happen? How did you know that? Anyway, and you see this all the time, Aaron.
Yeah, well, I sent you the charts. I sent you the before and after of my prediction on the reversal, as it happened and as it was unfolding. and what we thought was going to happen. So we talked about it in the trading room as it was unfolding. We predict, we predict all the time. For those of you that are new, we have a couple of things called the yellow brick road, and then the deep dive analysis that I go into, around 10:15 to 10:20, and sometimes a little bit shorter, earlier or longer, where we really look at the past and what the market has done, what we think is going to happen, if there's a support or resistance area, and lo and behold, the market will follow exactly the lines or exactly this, I call them squiggles, or my yellow line. I don't call it the yellow brick road yet, but sometimes I do. But my exact predictions, or Hugh's exact predictions about where the market is headed, and lo and behold, it'll happen exactly as we plan, exactly as we talk about, because this is the thing that you get that's different than other trading rooms or other services, is that we only look at one thing and we look at it all day long. So we can read the footprints in that, and we can understand it a lot better than somebody that's looking at 3, 5. Some of these traders are looking at 10 different things at once. And so when you learn to read the tracks as well as the nuances and the behavior of a certain person, it's just like a person, or it's just like a lady. If you see how it reacts and how it acts and goes ups and downs, and there's fluidity, and then you see it all day long, your brain starts to myelinate and create little grooves and little connections, so that you can read it and even read the future by its past performance.
Yeah, something else I wanted to mention too about anybody who's just looking to follow us and thinking they're going to get the same results. I'm not saying you can't. A lot of people actually do much better than we do. I mean, we've got people on our trading room that are just banging them out. Oh my gosh. And that's what happens, right? Because they're so good, because they've really got, so a lot of it too depends on how you absorb the material we teach you, and even how you understand the markets. I can show you a chart and ask you, is the market going up or down? And you'll say, well, based on the 1 minute chart, it's going down. But if I go back 5 candles, it might be going up. And if I go back 10 candles, it might be flat. And so there's a lot of interpretation, but we teach you how to combine the fundamentals with the technicals, with Aaron's deep dive analysis. And once you understand this whole thing, it's like these pillars of support, and you bring in the fundamentals, you bring in the technicals, the deep dive, all these different things. And now you've got a really good foundation. And now when you get into a trade, you will know, your gut will tell you whether this is a good trade or not, and you'll feel confident. And I think that's a lot to do with it too. So many people lose their money because they go in not feeling confident enough to weather the storms. All right. So we do everything we can to minimize risk. We teach you all this again. But yes, markets are going to reverse on you. That's just what they do. It's perfectly natural. And attitude is, I think, a very key component. If you go in with a good, positive attitude, you'll do better than you don't. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, that's a stupid thing, Hugh, and my attitude has nothing to do with the stock's going. No, it's not. You're right. Attitude is a matter of how you react to the stock market. If you think about it like a dance, you pretend you're dancing with the market. Okay, I don't like to dance. I know some people like to dance. I'm not a dancer. I never was. I just do fast songs and slow songs, and I just prefer the slow songs. And usually after the first song, then we sat down. I don't know why. Do you think it had to do with stepping on the girl's toes all the time? I don't know. But anyway, you take 2 steps forward, the market takes 2 steps back, right? And then the market reverses it. It wants to take 3 steps forward. You take 3 steps back. But you know that in this dance, it's going to reverse again. And if you take 4 or 5 steps back, that's what you do. All right. And then the market reverses. It's going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 steps back. You take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 steps forward. And then when you catch it at that right time, you say, okay, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down now. And the market says, okay, here's your money. And then you wait for the next song. And that's kind of the way it is.
was a dashing yet unrelenting.
When you realize this, and when you realize another reality in this, and that is that the market is not your enemy, it's not your adversary, it's in fact your best friend. And in the trading room, and also other venues, we talk about how many opportunities every day on a Tuesday night webinar. So with the inner circle, also you get the Tuesday night interactive session. We talk a lot about this, all the different opportunities the market gave you to make some money here today. Even if you're just going for 5 or 6, 7%, you can actually rack up double-digit gains, oftentimes over 100%, just on those little gains every day, multiple times a day. The thing is awesome. So, you thank the market, say, I can't believe you're giving me all these opportunities. This is amazing. I'm the one that's not recognizing them, but I will if I understand what to look for, right? So, and that's what that is. All right. Any questions there? And any other questions? Okay, let's go take a look at some of these questions here. If we lose, okay, here's a question that comes up every night. If we lose 100% on any trade, it'll take 15 or 16 winning trades. 100% you are correct on that, Roberto. Here's the key. When we get into trades, this is not a crapshoot, not a flip of a coin. When we get into a trade, there's an extremely high probability that trade is going to work out. Okay. And fairly quickly, I may add, fairly quickly. Sometimes we're talking about seconds, even, minutes, usually within minutes, sometimes a little longer. But we do everything humanly possible to minimize risk. And if the trade does go against you, we have ways of repairing the trades. And at a certain point, we actually say, you know what, it's not going to work out. Here's why we see it's not going to work out. So we will actually cut our losses. Now, that point is our last resort, cutting our losses, not the first point. And it's also rare. And also we can repair trades. We teach you how to repair trades. So again, you cannot compare that. That's not the way it works. We don't go for 6% or 0. We're never going to let it go to 0. And frankly, if you let it go to 0, I'm sorry, but you deserve it. Okay. Because we're going to teach you how not to do that. In our training, we teach you, and then we say, okay, we want you to do paper trades. 20, 30, 40, 50. Aaron, I think I even heard you say 100 paper trades. Paper trade.
Yeah,
paper.
I mean, that's what I would say, so that you can have an understanding of actually what you're doing, and also to minimize your risk. And I mean, trading is, I think we've talked about this as well. Trading is more than just a system or a strategy. I think you said 90% mental or 9% psychological last week, was it? Trading is mostly psychological. It's about having the self-discipline and having the understanding what the market's doing, having understanding where the market's headed and why you might want to sit on your hands, or why you might want to stop and not pull the trigger. The biggest fears are, the biggest problems are fear and greed, and fear of missing out. I also added one called YOLO. You only live once. Everybody has this, oh no, I'm going to miss out on, GameStop or whatever the meme stock of the day is. And they put all their cash in. It's like it's either they're putting it into the gold mints, the gold, the money tree, or they're putting it into the fire, either one. It's like, you don't know which way you're going to come out. So.
There's a few questions concerning, I just had a bunch jumping around here, a few questions concerning the percentage rate of return for 2023. Our success rate and making, at whatever our goal is on that particular trade, all right, is extremely high. I'm going to throw out there 98%, okay, 99%. It's probably about that, 99, 98%. And that doesn't mean the other goes to 0. So very high. Now, different trades are going to have different percentages. We're not always in percentages. Sometimes my scalp trades, I'm looking for 6 cents or 10 cents. Those are successes when they hit. Sometimes looking for 7% and their success rates. So it's whatever we determine to be our target goal for those trades. Aaron mentioned about the psychology of trading, and I would say that that is the most important thing of trading. I think it's a question I saw somewhere along the ways here about what's the one most important thing you would have to. There's another stupid pose that froze. Okay, what's the one single most important aspect of trading that you should master? Is it the strategy or emotions or what? I would say is that whole psychology of trading. I don't know. You concur with that, Aaron? I think that's it. It's 100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can give a winning strategy to 100 people, and at the end of a time frame, 90 to 95 may not, have the capital left. So at the end of the day, what is it really? It's about things that we teach, and it's about things that we talk about in our mentorships and our inner circle about our trading room every single day, is how to win at the game of your mental game as well.
It's like chess. It's like playing chess. Not a bad idea. Exercise your brain. Question here. Please just tell me for 2023, what would be my estimated return if I followed your advice on options? 98% there. Here's another question. Is it too late to get into the 10K challenge? Okay, so the 2 to 10K challenge. So we're starting with $2,000, which we started on September the 25th. We're looking to get $10,000 by December the 25th. It is never too late to get in on these. We just happen to have started there. You can start anytime, pick it up anytime. And so as a trading room subscriber, you can have access to the spreadsheet that we have, and you can massage it and adjust it to whatever you want. Okay, there are no hidden or protected cells when you get the spreadsheet, but as a trading room subscriber, you will have that. You can do your own. You can start at any time. You might be happy with taking it to 5,000 or 8,000, or maybe you're a little more aggressive and you want to go to 15 or 20. It's up to you. Okay. We use the spreadsheet to keep us accountable, to keep us on track, to keep us focused and mindful of the objective. And it's that long-term objective. And if you just map it out, you've got your daily goal. And honestly, when you hit the goal, you should hit the sell button. You're done for the day. That's actually suitable for people with a small account, suitable for people with a cash account. So we're not saying you have to invest $38,000 in this trade or else, it's actually a pretty good system. So, all right, 90%. Okay, not 98%. When I say rate of return, I'm talking about 98%. What's the word I'm looking for here? 98% of the time we are correct in our assessments.
Strike rate. I would say strike rate.
Strike rate. Yeah. Not the rate. I'm not saying we're going to put $1,000 in and then we're going to make $1,980 every day. I don't want you to think that. Okay, that's not what it is. We are correct in our trades 98% of the time. If our trade target was 5%, we are correct. That's correct. Okay, that's what that is. Here's a question. How many 10K challenges do you do every year? Okay, so this is the second one we're doing this year. We'll probably keep doing them. I'm guessing here. It depends on what the boss wants. He wanted it to continue on. So anyway, what other questions do we have here? Any other questions here for these people?
Let me see. I think the other question was, what is a pumpkin's favorite genre?
Pumpkin's favorite genre.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see a question here. Do I have to use Thinkorswim and and do you have any proprietary software we have to buy or subscribe to?
Okay. The question was, do we have to use Thinkorswim and any proprietary? No. The answer is you can use whatever software you want. We use Thinkorswim because that's what I've always sort of used. That's kind of my favorite on charting and indicators. And you can use whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with. But there's a couple indicators that you'll probably want to make sure you can customize. And as long as you're getting real-time, good, reliable data, that's what you're going to use. Now, obviously, if we're going to be showing you things on Thinkorswim, because that's what the trading room is all about, then that's what you're going to want to use, right? So I use Thinkorswim, and I also use Tasty Trade to execute my orders. I like Tasty Trade because of the speed of execution, and also the speed at which they deliver the data. I mean, it's lightning speed information they give you right away, and also their commission structure is pretty good. It's $1 to enter $1 a contract to enter a trade, $0 to close a trade, up to a maximum of $10 a trade. If you're going to trade 300 contracts, you're only paying $10. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, let's get some of these questions, and we're going to kind of wrap things up. So there's no proprietary software to speak of like that. Okay. Do I have to commit long-term to become good? Do I have to commit long-term to be good? I would say the longer you are engaged with us, with the things that we do, the better trader you're going to be, just like anything else. Okay. If you're going to come in here for 2 weeks and thinking you're going to know everything, I'm going to tell you, don't waste your money or your time. All right. You'll be disappointed. You'll pick up a lot of things, don't get me wrong. All right. And you might even be okay. But the longer you are, the more exposed you will be to different market environments. I can honestly tell you that all the years I've been doing this, no 2 days are ever the same. I cannot go back and say this day and this day are the same. Everything was the same. Every day was different. There's different things in the world go on, and there's a combination of a million things, and just the different perceptions of everything. It's just no 2 days are the same. So that's what you're learning, how to interpret all that, how this all meshes together, and how to make educated decisions on how to trade that. Some days you're going to say it's better to sit on your hands than to trade. It's just not a good day to trade, right? You're going to say something, Aaron, or?
I think the last question we saw here is, what if the trading was just not for me? Do you have any other programs that may be of interest?
Sure. Want to talk about that? You can tell me about that.
Well, the thing is that we have a collection of different products here at DayTradeSPY. We have the pick of the day, which is actually really great for beginners, as well as people that might just not have enough time to be in the trading room. So you can use that where your goal is to try to get a 6% trade off every morning. We come up, we have a group of elves in the background that come up with a pick of the day, and your goal is just to get 6%. We also have the inner circle. The inner circle is great for people that don't necessarily have the time to be in the trading room, but want support and resistance zones that we come up with that very, very often hit exactly at those areas or those zones and reverse, or break and then come back and retest the next day as major support and resistance areas. So that's also another thing. And then for beginners, though, we really do recommend that you take the Ultimate Training course. Hugh and I put a lot of work into it, and it'll lay the foundation for your success going forward in the future. It's a great course, and it has a lot of different ins and outs, and a lot of different subjects are covered. But that really lays the foundation for those of you that are with us. Maybe you're just in the trading room, you never knew that we had a course, but the course actually teaches a lot of all of our strategies, a lot of information into all of our strategies and what we do, and how we look at the markets.
Sounds good. Trading room. We talk a lot about the trading room. Folks, you need to get in this. Okay. Really, people ask me, well, what are the top 10 things I need to do to get good? And I say, number 1, get involved with the stuff we do. Number 9, leave the rest of the other 9 to us. We'll teach you the rest. The trading room. Every morning we get in. It is moderated with Aaron and myself. All right. This is where our strategies come to life. Our strategies, and we'll get into this in the trading room every morning, 9:20 to 10:30. Learn and earn from. I'm going to blow my own horn. I need a horn. I got to blow it. I'll tell you, yeah, we're the best. We are. Okay, we are. We've been doing this a long time. My goodness, I don't know if anybody else has been doing this long. These are interactive sessions. They're exciting sessions, exciting trading. It's a fast-moving thing. These trading sessions, these trading room sessions are not coffee club sessions or drop-in centers where whoever happens to be in front of the microphone is the de facto leader. And whoever the most charismatic person online is the way things are going to go. Have you ever been in these sessions and all of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, sell," and all of a sudden you hear all the sell buttons going off and all the money's going out the door. You don't even know what happened. You don't even know if they're any good or not. We've been doing it a long time. These are events. People plan on coming to these things. They get in there, they learn, they earn, they make money, they go on the rest of the day after 10:30. It's actually pretty cool. We teach what we trade and we trade what we teach. This is not just a bunch of theory out there that, here it is. Good luck to you. It's not watch you and Aaron trade. Okay. We do trades, real setups, real money, real everything. You got any questions? Get them answered in real time. They're interactive with Aaron and I, and Aaron and myself, I should say, and we answer them just like here. To my best knowledge, this is the longest running trading room since 2010. So when you're going into 14 years on something like this, that's a long time. And again, the 2 to 10K challenge is right there. Hopefully by December the 25th, we will have our 2 to 10K done. So, and we'll probably be doing it again next time. But I'm going to tell you something. Don't wait till the next time. Get in and get it done now. All right, moving along here. Any other questions? Put them up there on the board. There's another question here. Do I have to only buy or calls, or is there an opportunity of selling calls and puts? Folks, no, we don't do spreads. We don't get into naked positions. We don't sell first. We only buy and sell in that order, calls and puts. Best to use a cash account so you can only lose what you put into the trade. You can never get yourself into deeper water than that. All right. You can lose it all. Trading options is high risk. It has its risks, but we do everything humanly possible to minimize those risks. We try to keep it as simple as possible. We don't get into the spreads. We don't do the straddles, strangles. We don't do the covered call. We don't do into the butterflies and all these other crazy configurations, diagonal spreads and stuff like that. By the way, if any of you know of anybody who's got some huge success with that, please let me know, because I've yet to find that person. So theoretically, it sounds great. All right, the trading room again. All right, I'm going to reiterate this. All right, take a look at this. Take note. This is where you want to be, folks. All right, this is where you want to be if you are serious about learning how to trade. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here. Are you tired of just spinning your wheels? Are you tired of inconsistency? Are you tired of losing trades? How about, do you ever have a string of successes and then you blow it all up? Are you tired of that? Are you tired of just being tired of, not making any real money in this options, but there is a way of doing it? Isn't the time now? Isn't it your time? Isn't it time to, get on board and actually make some serious money consistently, predictably, and have a lot of fun doing it? Then I suggest get into the trading room. All right, folks, you give us an hour and 50 minutes every day of your time and the willingness to learn, okay? We're going to give you our knowledge, experience, and expertise that Aaron and I have spent virtually a lifetime developing. Well, not me so much as Aaron, but I kind of did, in that my experience comes from other things. And a lot of the things that my experience comes from that in the trenches stuff had nothing to do with trading. A lot of it was the mental aspects of the psychology and when people go on about theory, I don't know if you've been in any of those sessions, but then we're looking for that one person who has success with it. They're nowhere to be found. That's an eye-opener. Folks, 2 pro traders. I don't know where you can actually get anything better than that. I wish I had a Hugh and Aaron when I did this. Combined over 40 years market participation. That's pretty cool. And there's a reason why we say when our indicators unite, our trades ignite, and it would even help if this was spelled correctly. There we go. When our indicators unite, our trades ignite. The cost of the trading room is peanuts. Well, lunch. Buy us lunch and you will get this amazing opportunity to trade with us. Folks, subscribe now and be online tomorrow morning. It's as simple as that. I believe that you should probably get the link. In the URL after this session. If not, simply go to DayTradeSPY.com and up at the top, let me just see if I can pull that up here. Up at the top, you will see the subscribe now button. Go to trading room, click on that, and you should scroll down. You can pay quarterly, costs you what, $6.99 or something, $6.99 a quarterly, and there it is right there. But I think if you stay online, you'll get this this web page. It should work. Any other quick questions before we wrap this up here? I don't want to get into a couple of people asking about particular trades that we had entered or were in the middle of or something like that. I don't want to get into all that right now. This is a generic kind of a session here. So this year, how much did you make, please? How much did I make this year? Oh, I made a lot of money. How much did you make here? I made a lot of money. That's I can't tell you. That should have no bearing on whether you want to learn this or not. We do very well with this, and I know a lot of people that are with us do very well with it as well. So and I think if you come on, look, if you really think that that's not I'm not sure who's even asking this. If you think that it's not a valid program, which is subscribe, and if you don't like it in a week or two, just cancel, get your money back. Who else gives you a money back guarantee? We do. Aaron, we're idiots. But it's not my decision. Bob S, good to have you on, buddy. Are your trading signals based on the 1 minute chart? Okay, so yeah. So we have the 1, 5, and the 15-minute candle charts up. We also look at longer term in the pre-market. I like to do my analysis on the 5-minute chart, but I trigger off the 1. And when everything is set up and when I've got plenty of room to grow into and everything is right, we get in, make our money, get out, done. That's so fun. All right. Any other questions, Aaron?
Not that I see. I think we're a little bit over time also.
Yeah, here's one more. A couple of real quick ones here. When do you issue the trade in the trading room? When do you issue the trade in the trade? The trading room, we get in, that's when we analyze. So we analyze at 9:20, get together, we analyze the markets, fundamentals, technicals. When the opening bell comes, we're going to look at, okay, we're going to wait for the setup. That particular setup we're waiting for. When it happens, we get in, put our sell order in, get out. Oftentimes by 10:35, 10:40, we're done. But we'll continue on more than that. Okay. One more question. Why did the pumpkin take a detour?
Because he got lost at the ball.
No, you wanted to avoid the seedy part of town.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You want to avoid the seedy part of town. Folks, thank you very much. We'll see you on the other side. See you in the morning. Thank you, Aaron. Been a pleasure.
Thank you.